Hello, and hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of Sensical Ramblings, where our ramblings make sense. I'm your host Keegan, and I'm with my co-host Robin.
Hello.
This is going to be a pre-recorded podcast, a bit week early because I'm not going to be around on the Sunday we do normally record. So with that being said, Robin, how was life?
I again had to stay home today from school. My teacher was sick. Then my second teacher, like later, like for 12 o'clock, he was sick as well. I'm just surprised. Like these teachers in particular are sick, but the other two are just fine. So I'm home playing a bunch of
Uh,
Cyberpunk, and now we have the time to pre-record this.
yeah, is it like a contagious sickness? You think?
Um, I don't know. Uh,
Think
my
you caught it from anybody?
I haven't caught it. They are.
Uh, yeah.
I don't know what's up with them. It's been a week. One of my friends who I talked to just in class. I haven't seen him in like 2 weeks. I wonder how he's doing. So like all
Okay.
these teachers just like postponing class over and over again. It's just kind of annoying because I was just like, oh, time to get ready to go to school. I woke up early for this. Then I get the email in the morning while I'm eating, and I'm just like, okay,
Oh
I
wow.
am not going to school.
Wow. I always liked getting those emails saying like when a professor is like, "All right, there's gonna be no class today because something came up."
hmm
Because then I'm like, "Ooh, I can just chill for the time being."
I can
Wow.
just go home.
Well, I was in a dorm, so for me, I just stayed in the dorm
I can just stay
and
in
just
the
chill with
dorm.
it. Yeah, pretty much. Or I could just do whatever I want right now. Oh my god.
No way.
But yeah. You think it might be COVID or something?
Maybe. I hope it's nothing
I
bad
guess yeah.
because they're still giving me my grade. I wouldn't mind like doing the whole online class thing, but I've noticed with online classes, I've just gotten so lazy. Like today, I just did not feel like paying attention. And I know for a lot of
Yeah, you got.
audiences with online classes, even you, Keegan, I'm sure of it. If you did any online classes, you were just not really paying
Yeah.
attention sometimes.
Oh, bro, for my critical thinking class, I barely even showed up to the online class because
Man said I
attendance
was
wasn't really
barely.
mandatory.
You said I was barely thinking for critical thinking.
Well, I think I went to one class in person
Yeah.
and then did the rest online. I'm like, bro, I don't feel like leaving my dorm in the morning. I'll just get up, do the class, and that's it. But then it got to a point where I was like, hey, I can miss today's class. I don't need to be on there right now. And then I would do the homework and whatever.
And
Yeah.
not know what's going on.
Big Well, I was able to pass the homework and stuff for the most part. It's just at some point then there was like certain homeworks that were talking about stuff that happened in class. I'm like, oh shoot, I wasn't in the class. And I think there was one in particular I remember where the professor forgot to I think record the class,
hmm
so I couldn't go back to the recording or whatever to see what they were talking about. And I'm
That's
like,
that's that's
no.
when you know you messed up. You're just like, oh, this today, the classwork for today was only available if you went to class.
I think it was just one day, but that day I had to do some research on my own and like figure out the terminologies that was used.
Mm.
But the critical thinking is a interesting class. It's kind of like a basic philosophy type of thing.
Philosophy, huh?
Well, at least basic like philosophical thinking, like as the
Yeah,
term states,
because
critical thinking.
you have to do a lot of thinking for like those like really
Yeah,
intense like thought-provoking classes.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
mean,
Well, I mean, it's just a lot of it. I think there was like one thing that the professor said that really like I wouldn't say opened my mind, but it like I was like, oh, I didn't think about it like that, but I forgot what it was exactly about. But I kind of liked the class though, just because it really made me think in a way that I wasn't used to. It was just more like at least got me to understand it a bit better.
hmm another class I had that like really deepened my thought process and vocabulary when explaining stuff was discrete math.
Oh yeah,
It's, I know uh, a lot of people would think like the class is math class, it's in the name, right? But
yeah,
in reality, it's it is math, but it's a lot of writing.
Oh,
It's an
okay.
extreme amount of writing, and you
Yeah.
have to
I
really
mean,
articulate yourself. And like, you use abbreviations for a lot of stuff too, of course, because
yeah,
you're timed to write stuff. But a lot of the stuff you're saying, you'd be like, okay, this implies this due to
yeah,
this, such that
yeah,
this, you know,
yeah. You
like
have to use like a sort of math
math
language or something.
vocabulary.
Math vocabulary.
It was
It,
interesting. I had a
it,
German teacher, so it was
a
like
German teacher.
yeah, he was German, and he was the way he spoke was also very sophisticated. So I tried mimicking that in the way I did work.
Oh,
Yeah, it was interesting.
okay.
Hard class, extremely difficult, but interesting.
Yeah. I mean, with like math language type of speak, there's like different forms of it depending on what you're trying to do. Like, you ever see those like mathematical proofs that like are just full on symbols and not like numbers or letters? Like, it's just symbols.
Yeah,
It's
I know
the
what you're talking about.
like like you ever do you know what Ryo's number is?
Ryo's number?
Yeah, Ryo's number. Rao
I do
number.
not.
So Ryo's number is the largest finite number we have ever been able to define so far.
The largest finite number? How many nines is
Yes.
that?
It's so big we cannot. We just don't have enough space on the planet to write the number down, or
I
something
can
like that.
imagine that infinity
But
of a number.
it's not it's not infinity. It's the largest finite number, so it's not an infinite number.
Oh, finite.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, the largest finite number we've ever been able to define. Like, obviously there are bigger numbers, but that's the largest we've been able to define. And the way that Ryo defined it is using first order set theory, which is like a sort of math language using like symbols and like different math symbols. Like, I think the such that or implies that is like the three dots or something,
Interesting.
or moreover is like the three dots in math, like stuff like that. But I think it was used in a way to like define the biggest number that can never be. It was like a way to. It's hard to explain using like English like
So
that, or using
basically everything was like abbreviated in some way. Everything was an
sort of. It was more
abbreviation.
like
Yeah.
if you were a mathematician, you would see how that proof actually like holds or is substantiated. But
Mm.
like when it's written into like words, it like doesn't really make sense that much. It's like, how is that a proof? But if you see the math stuff, you would know it. Like, as a mathematician, you would probably know that it's a proof.
Yeah, okay.
And the way that he came up with that was through an actual math competition. Like, they literally had a math competition to see who could write the bigger number,
And
and
that's what
he
he came
came
up
up with
with,
that,
and now
and he
everybody's
won with
talking
that.
about
Yeah,
it. Interesting.
but I think it was a philosophy thing, not like a math thing. Like, I think they were both philosophers,
Okay.
like the people competing. Ryo was one of them, and
So were they not even in
I
like the big like math field in general? They're just in the philosophy.
I think they like did math. It's just like I think they were just mainly philosophers.
Okay.
But it was like it wasn't like a stadium, but it was an area with a lot of people around, at least a lot of math nerds around,
Hmm.
seeing the competition. And the rules were, if you have to come every time you go up to the board to write a new number, it has to be like unique, and you cannot like reuse what you did before,
Hmm.
or like use what the other opponent did. So like they started out, I think Ryo started out with doing a bunch of ones, like just all the way across the board, just like, okay, there, that's my starting point. I don't know how big the number was, like 1 quadrillion something, whatever. And then the guy he was competing with came up to the board, and instead of writing anything, all he did was leave the first two ones alone, and then like erase a bottom portion of all the other ones so that it looks like an exclamation point. So then you have 11 factorial of all those other, like 11 factorial, 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 all that kind of stuff, right?
Hmm.
And that was a unique thing. And so,
How long
because
ago
like
was this? Did he do this?
I don't remember when it took place, like 2018, nah, 2018
Oh,
maybe.
really recent.
Nah, I don't know if it was 20. I think I'm misremembering. It might have
Was it
been like,
in the 2000s?
I think maybe. I think it was recent enough that it's like they're still alive, type of thing.
Oh, okay.
but
That that that
because they
that would
had
sound like it's at least they're at least
it
within a hundred
took. I
years
think
old.
I think it took place at MIT or something.
MIT. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's where the math bowl, I think is what it was called, took place.
Math bowl.
Yeah, yeah. Ryo's number is pretty big, like super super big. It's hard to like comprehend anything that big. Even knowing it, people can't really comprehend it. So I think even if you use a single neuron to process a single digit, it still
Mhm.
wouldn't be enough because
We
there's
don't.
more than 100 billion digits
We
in the
don't have
number.
that many neurons to.
Bro, we don't even have enough cells in our body. If every cell were to do a single digit,
Hmm.
I think we have like 3 trillion cells or something like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, we there's not enough cells to do a single digit.
So what
Not
I'm
even just each.
hearing is that we're trash.
Well, no,
Humans are
we were
trash.
able to we were able to define the number, so it's not like
Yeah,
we're
but we can't comprehend
rat.
the number.
Cause we're humans, bro. There's a limit to what
Yeah,
we can comprehend.
we're trash, Keegan.
Why are we trash? What are you comparing us to that's trash? Or that's,
Machine.
I guess, not. What?
Cyber enhancements, Keegan.
It's-
Nano
Bro, we're
machines,
not.
Keegan. Nano machines, son.
We're not. Okay, we're not at that crazy level where we're gonna start chroming each other out.
Each other out. I'll be your Ripper Doc, Keegan.
You'll be. You're gonna chrome me out.
Yeah, if you chrome me out, I'll chrome you out. I'll be your Ripper Doc.
I wonder if that's like any sort of sexy talk in like the cyberpunk reality. Like, hey, let me chrome you.
I'll be your Ripper Doc.
Yeah, or just like you just using chrome in a sexual manner. Like, hey, let me chrome you.
Let me chrome you.
Chrome you tonight.
Let me give you machinery. Let me let me replace your lungs with artificial
Or
synthetic lungs.
or it could be like, let me be your brain dance. Type of thing. I
Bra-
bet that was
but-
probably you in that kind of reality.
No, brain dance is not like cyber enhancement. It's just like AR.
Hey, but they'll
But,
probably be used. People, have you heard dumb pickup lines, bro? People be using all
of
kinds of pickup
course.
lines.
Would you
Are
breathe a
you
brain to my dance?
are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I
I
see.
see.
Type
I should kill you.
yeah. Bro, you know what? Don't make me look up corny pickup lines.
We're not doing this for the stream. Not stream.
Just
I
say
keep saying stream. For anybody listening, I used to be a streamer. And for
used
anybody
to.
who didn't understand the context of the last little thing about Cyberpunk, Ripper Docs are the people you go to who will cut off your body parts for you and give you metal. They give you upgrades. So, little
Yeah.
context there.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I do still wonder like how advanced they were just for like back alley doctors to be able to rip out your spine and still, you know, still be doing stuff.
Since you only know the Ripper Doc from Edge Runners, there's some cool ones inside of the actual game.
Yeah, I bet, but it's still like interesting to know that they're like more of a back alley doctor and they were still able to do those kinds of enhancements.
Yeah.
So like, I wonder like what the average, maybe
Funnel-
not the average.
You know what's
maybe, like,
interesting? Wait, you know what's interesting? I haven't seen an actual hospital in Cyberpunk yet.
I think the closest I got to see it was in Edge Runners where they had that like
Ambulance.
low end doctor.
Low end.
Nah,
doctor?
not the ambulance.
Where?
You remember when David went to like after his mom was like almost alive?
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, I know
yeah,
what you're talking
and he was like, "Your insurance ran out, so we're not gonna be able to keep her alive or something like that."
about. Mhm.
I think that's the closest I got if that was an actual hospital or something.
It's like a back alley clinic, to be honest with you. It was like
Hey,
in
I mean,
it was like in an apartment building.
yeah, the insurance thing was also pretty interesting. There, like,
You
they would
don't
like
ha-
scan your
if
face.
you don't have money, they're not gonna save you.
For- Yeah, for real, it's like they would scan your face, and just to see if you got the insurance, and it's like, oh, this
Not
guy don't
really
got
your
insurance.
Yeah, they do scan your face, right?
At least in Edge Runners, I don't know if they do it in the game. I don't know how to do it. But it's funny because like
it would
even
be
though-
it would be your chip because the chip is everything. In the
oh yeah,
Cyberpunk
yeah, the
universe.
chip. Although it's funny because in Edge Runners, I think the principal or the main headmaster of the school or something, when
Mhm.
they like beat him up, they he had like what the highest subscription you can get for the insurance thing, the health insurance thing, and he still got obliterated.
Yeah, platinum member.
Like it doesn't even mean anything.
Don't
You're
mean
just gonna
anything.
die.
They'll be there fast. Like,
Oh
they'll
yeah, they'll.
it's like 3 minute response time to get you because you're
I
a
mean,
platinum
yeah,
member.
yeah. I mean, I guess it helps out a little bit more than the rest, but I feel like we might be heading like to stuff like that because
Yeah,
resources are limited. So at some point they're gonna have to prioritize people, and what better way to prioritize them than with
money.
their own resources? Like if people can supply the big boys with their own stuff, mainly money, then they'll prioritize them in like health and stuff. Because they're like, bro, you give me stuff, and then I'll give you stuff back. Like
Hmm.
it makes sense. It's just it kind of sucks for the people on the lower end.
Who are broke and stuff, lower
Yeah,
class.
like yeah, I guess you
The
could
thing
say
about
like
that, like the whole system we might need like neural link networks like you see in Cyberpunk.
yeah.
Cause like for
I
it
mean,
to make sense, like if you abruptly die and like it's a system where you have to press on a button or something to call them and then they come as you pay for the insurance, that wouldn't be reliable. Because what if you just get shot and you
oh
just
yeah,
die
yeah,
instantly and they would like in real like if there was no neural network connected to your vitals, they wouldn't know. So that's what I'm thinking. Like we need
yeah.
to wait till we have like
I mean,
actual, you know.
even if you do like, it also depends on where you get shot for stuff like that. But it could be
Yeah,
like
of
how.
course.
I mean, didn't we have something similar now? Not like a neural link, but like we had like a button. You
Life
remember those
alert.
videos? Like, yeah, life alert where the old people would just fall down the stairs and like, help! I've
I've
fallen and I can't
fallen and
get
I
up.
can't get up.
Yeah, and they had
Yeah,
that like necklace button. So yeah, that's something.
yeah, that is
Um,
something.
but I mean, I don't know how like effective it is or efficient they are. Like, because apparently like it calls them right. At least according to what I remember
It
in the
just, I think it
commercials.
just calls them. I don't think it dispatches like the ambulance to their location.
Yeah, yeah, because I remember in the commercial, like one of the old women was holding the button down and she was like, "Help! I've fallen and I can't get up,"
We'll be on our
type of
way,
thing.
ma'am.
Yeah, they were very like nice about it and like effective, or at least the person on the phone was just immediately like, "We'll be on our way." I don't think it's gonna be like that. They'll probably be like, "Yo, can I get your name? Like, what's the exact issue?"
What's
At
actually
least,
going on here, ma'am? Can you get your social security number? We need all the information.
I mean, like I think it's mostly because they can't just like take everybody's word for it immediately. They'll have to at least get some information out of it.
Yeah. Even if you're
Like,
old, probably need more information than you just sound old.
yeah, I mean, because a lot of people can just fake sounding old,
Yeah, I suppose.
or like
The
there's some
amount of
people that
voice
are just,
changers and stuff.
but there's some people that are just on drugs or something, and then they call the police. They're like, "Bro, I can't see my hands. They're scissors."
My
Or like, I can't.
hands.
I think I remember a video of this guy that killed the police because he couldn't see his feet or something.
Mhm.
And like, I think all that the dispatch had to tell him is like, "Did you look at them? Look down." And he looked down. It's like, "There, my feet are there. Oh my god, you have helped me."
You've
Like he was
helped me
going
so
crazy.
much. There are
Like,
my
thank you so
feet.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah, like
Thank
it
you
was
for
so weird.
finding my feet.
Bruh. Bruh, I can't imagine being like that kind of high.
No, I've never done drugs like that before. I've smoked I've tried vape before. My older brother's vape like a very long time ago. And
Uh,
it was cool. I was just in his room. I see it in his drawer. I live in I'm in his room now. It's my room now. Well, he's
okay.
when he still lived here before he moved out. So I
Uh,
saw it and I was like, "Oh, interesting. Let me try it for a second." Then it
let me
worked. And I
suck
was like,
on
"Oh,
it.
it worked." And I started then I blew it out of my nose and I was like, "Bro, this is so cool."
Did
You
you get
know?
any like buzz from it or something?
No, it was there wasn't anything in it.
Oh, okay. I think the only thing I've done, well, I guess, is drink a little alcohol, but I didn't get drunk from it.
You've done
And
edibles though.
yeah, I've done edibles, yeah.
I
And
mean, you've
the
gotten
first time,
arrested, right?
whoa, 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 I don't know what you're talking. I did not get arrested.
He actually did.
Don't
audio
Whoa,
listeners.
don't be putting that. Whoa, don't be. You're taking
You
it out of
were,
context.
you were,
You're
you.
taking it out of context.
I'm gonna give the whole context now.
There, no,
No, no, no,
you
no.
were.
I've heard the story enough. Okay, so it's Keegan in
You're
his
just
dorm. It's Keegan in his dorm, and they were eating edibles. Then the security stopped by, the cops, and they just take out. I guess they arrested one of his friends, right?
no, no,
Yes.
no, bro. No, listen. Let me. You want me to give you the full context?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
So we were in the dorms, right? A couple of my roommates at the time already had some kind of like run-in with the cops or like with school security, not like cops. So
You
like
did
they were more
too.
lenient. I did not do anything, bro. I wasn't that close to them, bro. At the time, I was just
All right,
uh,
continue.
they were all in the living room, and I was just in my room of the dorm playing on the PlayStation. You were in the call too,
I was.
and I hear a lot of noise, and I look over and I see the cops talking to my roommates, and I was like, oh shoot, bro, it looks like the cops are here. And I even told you like they didn't even notice me because I was just in the room gaming until
The man was too focused on Rocket League to care about his roommates getting arrested.
yeah. And then I think one of the cops came in, and then I forgot what they said, but I was just like, I think I just kind of said something to like imply that I wasn't like associated with whatever they did because I was just chilling here.
And he's just
But
like, I
all they
just live
did,
here, bro.
yeah, like we're technically we're not allowed to have alcohol in the dorms, but they had alcohol in the dorms. That
Oh,
was the
okay.
biggest. Is because we had alcohol in the dorm, and they like made sure to let the security know that I wasn't a part of it because at the time I wasn't even drinking anything. I didn't even try anything. So at least they were nice about that. My
Hmm.
roommates, they kept me out of that, and they only like
Just like
just told
Keegan,
me to
that
get
guy,
back.
he's a good support.
Yeah, because they asked like if I was a part of it, and my roommates were like, no, he's definitely not a part of it. He never did anything like that. So at least they were good sports about that.
Oh, those are W friends, or whatchamacallit.
I
I
mean,
mean, that's just them telling the truth. They could have just dragged you in it.
yeah, they could have. I mean, I would have just told the truth my side, even if they might not have believed me. But I would just be like, I didn't do anything. I don't know. But yeah, nothing crazy happened. It was just school security came up, and then they saw the bottles, and they just had to take the bottles. It wasn't anything crazy, bro. You're taking it way out of context, saying I got arrested.
But you did.
Where in that story did I say I got arrested? They weren't even like bona fide cops like that. They were just school security.
And that, everybody's how you rile up Keegan.
Yeah, say the wrong information about me.
Then he's gonna be
You
like,
rile
no,
me up.
dude, no, you're wrong.
No, dude, that's not the truth, bro. I know the truth. I am the truth seeker,
Of course, of
essentially. So,
course.
I mean, yeah, you've heard that or not that policy, that saying. It's like honesty is the best policy, right?
Yeah, everybody screw up hearing that.
Yeah, but what I changed that policy for me to be honesty is the only policy, type of thing.
Oh, but you've lied before.
Yeah, I've lied before, so I can't fully embody that policy, but it's more of like a motto or like a goal that I like to have. Just
Fair.
like keep it. Yeah. So I don't fully embody it because obviously I do be lying, mostly as like jokes or before it was because of experiments, but you know whatever
Keegan
psychological.
experiments.
Wait, yeah, it was just psychological ones.
Psychological experiments. What is love?
Yeah. No, that was just me. That was me being curious, and I wanted to hear everybody's like thoughts on the matter.
For our audio listeners, Keegan had a phase in high school where he went around asking everybody, doesn't matter who it was, what is love?
What do
And
you
he was so
mean?
serious about it. He
Well,
was genuinely curious and wanted to hear everybody's opinion on what love is.
yeah, because everybody has like their own like even if it's similar to an extent, everybody has their own variances. So I wanted to know, and like also I didn't really have much of an opinion on it or a thought on the matter. So I was like, let me see what other people think about it.
Mm.
It wasn't a phase in high school, bro. It's been like since elementary school I was questioning it.
And you're still questioning it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah. If
But not
anybody's
not
listening,
to
Keegan is 100% single. Alright, Keegan, dab me up, Keegan.
Currently, yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. That.
Yeah, mm.
Oh.
I just start
Yeah.
bashing your face and Keegan.
Currently, I am since August, and that's
Haha, I've been single for the last 2 years.
it. I mean, I'm not actively searching for anything, so
If it
it's
happens, it
like,
happens.
yeah. I'm just kind of like going with the flow of that kind of stuff.
Of course, of course.
But the issue with that is, I don't really like tend to chase, I guess, anybody because I don't like anybody like that until I see that they possibly like me like that. And even then, I just question it and be like, really, bro? Are you sure?
Do you really like me? Are you just playing around?
Yeah.
Are you
Well, I don't
yanking
really
my
care if
chain? You're
you're
pulling my leg.
yeah, until I get like definitive evidence. I don't really like even think
Wait, so
about them like
somebody
that.
needs evidence to show you that they like you?
Yeah, they need to
What
just
what
say it or
evidence?
something.
What Oh, that okay. I thought that
Not
wouldn't be
like
enough
not
for
like
you.
not like hard like paper evidence type of thing, bro. That'd be so weird. I mean, like if I see a lot of my friends around me are saying that this one person likes me, then I'll tend to believe it. I'll be like, okay, many people are saying it, then I can consider it as a likely possibility. But that
Mhm.
doesn't mean I'm gonna start liking them right there. I'll just start like thinking about them like that. But like, okay, I guess it would be interesting if I like try something with them, type of thing.
Try it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just trial, trial and
It's
error.
trial and error when it comes to dating.
Man, it's my life is one big experimentation for me. So everything that happens in it is just looking for results.
One day we'll have a full episode dedicated to love rambling.
Love rant. We could probably, but I don't have many like opinions on it. It's just more of like what I've observed from other people.
Mhm.
I even, bro, in basic training, I even wrote a full on, like, I wouldn't say story, but like almost my full thoughts on love, which was very like scientific and like observation based because I didn't say anything about like what
Man
I
wrote a
felt about it.
thesis. He wrote his thesis paper on what is love.
I didn't write what I felt about it. I just wrote what I saw or observed how people like interact in
Sounds
different
like you were
kinds of
doing an
love.
experiment.
I wasn't doing experiment. I was just observing, bro. Like I mentioned, not just romantic love, like familial love, like friendship or friendly love type of stuff.
Mhm.
So like, yeah, I think the only love I forgot is like the love for like a pet or something at the time. But I didn't have my phone to like look anything up. They took our phones for 2 months, so I was like, okay, I got to do this off memory.
Mhm.
So that's all I had, and I think I got like 5 pages in the notebook.
5 pages.
Yeah, it was like a regular college size notebook, and I got like 5 pages down of my basic thoughts on it or observations that I could remember.
Mhm.
So yeah, pretty interesting. A lot of people do like weird or they figure out their own little hobbies to do during basic training
Yeah.
because you have no phone. You can only talk to people in your bay really or in your barracks when you have free time, and all the other times you're just training and you barely have any free time anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you
So it
had your
gets.
Rubik's Cube and you were teaching people calculus, it seems.
I mean, I didn't have my Rubik's cube.
No, you're
If
teaching
I
people
realized,
Japanese.
oh yeah, I was teaching. I had like a little class. I was teaching people some
Yeah,
Japanese, and
Keegan was a professor in basic training.
bro, I was the science nerd and the Japanese one because people didn't care much for the science part, but I would always just be like, "Bro, you want to learn some science? Bro, you want to know some science?" Just all the time.
Hey, you want to learn
And,
about insert random thing of the day here?
or I would be like, "Bro, you got any science questions?" Because like some people would just ask a random question and I'd answer it scientifically. Like someone asked, "How do glasses work?" or "Why do we need glasses?" type of thing, and I answered how like the curvature of the glass itself, like a convex lens, can change the way the focus point of the light hits your retina, so that it's easier to see.
The one thing I know, like a little bit about that, like the concavity of like the lens and stuff like that, it's because of Doctor Stone.
Yeah, Doctor.
I don't think do you remember that one the one episode where it was like they had like a big fight and they had to use like what character was like had like a melon on their head? I
Suika,
remember
Suika.
Suika. Yeah, and they
Suika
used the
means I
glass.
think watermelon too in Japanese.
They used the glasses that Senku made for her to
Yeah,
like
yeah,
light a fire.
yeah. Because they what was it the little guy I think the blonde haired other guard.
Yeah.
He was the he like built up sweat inside of it
Yeah. And it dripped on
to
top of
make
it.
it into a convex lens from the angle of light so that it focused onto the clothes. Because Senku was like, bro, this it's not gonna work because it would have been concave initially and it would just spread the light even further, doing less than anything.
But with a little bit of sweat.
But then yeah, but then Senku realized like, what? It's still caught on fire, and then he started thinking. It was like, bro, the sweat, bro, that's so smart.
So
And then
smart.
yeah, even though he like figured it all out in like 60 seconds or something.
Mm.
So
Doctor Stone was great. I'm gonna hope I have enough time. I think it comes out this winter, right? This winter
yeah,
season.
yeah, they have a special though that came out or for the third season.
I haven't seen anything. I still haven't watched any shows, man. I'm too
Yeah,
obsessed with
I haven't seen
Cyberpunk
that.
right now to care about shows. Cause Cyberpunk, I'm like 60-ish hours in, and my
Bro,
character right now, I'm nowhere near done with this. Not halfway done, and I need to make a female character now. Although I didn't really want to.
okay.
Because yeah, I didn't really want to. I wanted to make a male character to start off, then maybe a female character afterwards. Because a lot of the love interests in game have preferences.
Ah,
So like one of the characters you meet early on, she's only into girls, and I found like a nice, interesting detail. I downloaded a few mods to change like her outfit and a few other things. Nothing
okay.
crazy, just so she can have like a unique outfit. It looked pretty cool. Then I
Okay.
saw on her side she had like some stuff tattooed that you wouldn't normally see, I think. And it was
Oh,
talking about how like the first half of the like poem or whatever she had on it, I forgot. But like the second half was like talking about how the man of her dreams is actually a girl. That's written on her side.
oh,
So that's like another indication of that she's gay.
ah. Was it ever clearly like stated though in the game?
Yeah, 100%. She's gay.
Oh, okay.
She
Okay.
she only likes girls, and your character. Interesting about Cyberpunk is like you can have a female character with a penis, and if it's a female, it'll still be a female because it's of the female body type.
Oh, okay. So you
That's how
gotta
it
prove that
works.
one
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, and same thing goes with males. If you're a male and you give him a vagina, he's still a male because he's a male body type, so he can do romances as a male would with the male body
Ah,
type.
I
So
wonder
I'm
how
not.
that would work, like changing your genitals like that.
I don't know. I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, because I know that nowadays, or at least for the surgery, they just kind of have to do like a weird inverse of your genitalia to get to like the results, I guess, that come out of it. But a
Mm.
lot of the times, I wonder if in the game it ever specifies whether like it's just an outward appearance type of thing, or they like literally change up the reproductive system to make it fit that part of the.
That's a good question. I don't think I've read anything in game about all that stuff like genitalia. Maybe if I do a weird Google search, probably.
Oh, okay.
Because if you could just change it on the fly, I remember you were talking about how in the show Maine, if he's mostly robotic, why does he have nipples?
Yeah.
Then, like I was saying in the game, you can have the same option in the character customization where you can have nipples on or off.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I
it's
mean,
robotic or something, but yeah.
yeah. But I mean, like, if someone were to like, completely change their torso or even just their chest into like a cybernetic enhancement, there would be no need for nipples, really, for male or female. Like, I guess that they want the aesthetic of it, but normally it didn't seem like they were looking for
I
aesthetics.
think the body is 100% like human. You know, like because you
So like,
can't make changes to that. I think that's 100% human, like flesh and stuff.
well, I mean, they be changing like limbs and stuff to where like it just can
Yeah,
open up
yeah,
from
limbs, yeah, but like the torso and
the
stuff.
torso.
Torso is
I don't know.
typically like mostly human.
Well, I don't know. I think David changed. Well, I don't know if he changed his full torso
I'm not
actually.
talking about like David and or anything that you see in the anime or certain characters. I'm just talking about the character customization for the game.
Okay.
I believe it starts off all as human. Then the rest are just stuff that you can be chromed out. Yeah.
Ah, I mean, if I was to do stuff like that, I'd probably have to chrome out my organs and stuff because, physics, if I'm starting to move faster and land harder, I need my organs to be protected.
Yeah,
Or
you
else,
can change all your organs and stuff like that.
yeah. So it's just kind of. But I mean, if they can change out your spine, I think they can change out your almost your entire skeletal structure. Or
Yeah.
probably can because like apparently for Atom Smasher, he has like most of his brain changed as well. So I would assume like
No, that's
your entire.
that's what's left of his. That's all he has left. His brain.
Yeah. Okay.
Parts
Well,
of his brain.
I wonder if you can get like the adamantine skeleton type of thing, like
From
Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Yeah.
Maybe. That'd be pretty cool.
Maybe. I wonder how Wolverine's body handles internal bleeding.
Yeah, we know he has
As
an adamantine skeleton, but how does that?
yeah, the skeleton protects from like impacts breaking the bone and having any type of shards of bone going into organs and stuff. So like, but his body or his organs should still feel the impact. Like even though he has a regeneration, I wonder if like if there's like internal bleeding, will it just heal and
That's
then
a good
like
question. Yeah.
where does that blood go? That's like if you like your lung gets pierced or something, and it's like, all right, you have liquid in your lungs, but now the lung is healed. Where does that liquid that's in your lung go? Like if he doesn't cough it out, like
I'm sure I've
he's
seen him
gonna
cough out
constantly be
blood
drowning.
before.
But yeah, probably.
I don't
But
know.
even
When you get down to the science, I'm sure you're not the only scientist who tried breaking this down. Who's thinking about it?
well, yeah, like I'm pretty sure for like all types of movies, especially action movies, people go into the physics of it unnecessarily, but people want to know,
Yeah.
or people just try to like see how much of physics they know to try and think it through.
That's all the fiends talking about like Marvel movies and stuff. Which Marvel right now, it's I don't like what they did with Marvel, bro.
Why not? You don't like the CGI stuff, or you just don't like their.
CGI is fine, but it's just like the new stuff and like the agendas that they're pushing.
So you feel it's more of like a political agenda being pushed now?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
because I was watching a video and nothing against like women empowerment or anything, but when every single like film has that as like part of the main focus of like a character with no backstory
No substance.
just being thrown in, then with the power of like encouragement defeating the bad guy, like in I love Doctor Strange and I was so excited for the multiverse, into the multiverse,
Yeah.
but
Multiverse of man.
multiverse of madness, sorry, I was thinking Spider-Man. Yeah. um uh I was just like, okay, it's gonna be so cool. We're gonna see the multiverse with Doctor Strange. It's gonna be awesome. So cool. I didn't expect it
Yeah.
to be about Wanda wanting her kids. You
I
know,
mean,
I had an entirely different expectation. And America Chavez, when she got introduced, I was just okay, cool. It's her. Then at the end, Zombie Strange just tells her, "You got this, kid. Do it." Then she was like, "I can't do it." And then he gives her encouragement. Then she starts beating up Wanda. Like, bro, I don't like. It's just
I mean,
annoying. It's not like the heyday of Marvel, what I enjoyed when they weren't too busy pushing political agendas.
yeah. I
That's it.
mean, a lot of people have that kind of issues with certain shows, especially like more recent shows that they feel like it's pushing an agenda or political agenda all the time, and that's like one of the main reasons they don't like it. Like you heard of the new anime? I forgot what it's called. Uh, like New Spice or something. I don't know what it was
Spice.
called. like dude, I forgot what it was called, but it had like very like politically, at least a lot of people felt it was very like politically agenda based, because like they
Okay.
had like a lot of people, being gay for the sake of being gay, or people just kind of being overly emotionally, I guess not attached, but like forcefully emotionally positive in a sense. Like it's kind of hard to explain. I forgot. There was a video I saw about it of someone who like watched the show and like explained what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like there didn't feel any type of, or like they didn't feel like there was any type of real conflict in the show. Like everything would be solved very quickly, or like the main character felt very bland because they didn't have like no goal, no struggles, because it was just like the show was just trying to make everything more like easy for everybody emotionally, isn't like, and that's why they felt like it kind of flopped. But I forgot the name of the anime.
Hmm.
I
I
think it was like
prefer,
the
like, I
original.
would prefer shows like where I don't have like a big problem with like gay people and stuff. It's more like when gay people and like all those like different things try to push their things onto you, like you're a bad
Yeah,
person because you don't see the same thing as they do. That's why I don't
yeah.
really like agree with a lot of stuff because it's just the community of people that are just bad. Like vegans, oh my goodness. If you're not a vegan, they will kill you. They will kill you. They're just gonna kill you.
I mean, in like almost all fandoms, you're gonna have people there like just too extreme on either side,
Of
and it's like,
course.
bro, it's unnecessary, especially for fandoms that like I guess are big. Like I think the My Hero Academia fandom people like to reference a lot for being very like intense or extreme for either
Extremely.
shipping, or if you're like for shipping or against shipping, like either or, you're gonna get some extremists of
S-
that fandom there.
Speaking of that same fandom, I saw a video of like like a normal school day, then somebody comes in with their Deku cosplay. It's like not a costume thing at all. No costume thing at school or nothing. They just come in wearing.
I mean, hey, more power to them if they want to wear what they want to wear. Like it doesn't really matter. I think the issue would be if they start like, I guess, bothering everybody. Like if
Yeah,
they
I
just come into
guess.
the costume and just do their normal thing, it's not really that big a deal. Like sure, it might be distracting, I guess, for some people because it's like different. But like, if they're doing what they normally do anyway, like just go to school and learn, like it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, I
I
didn't see
guess,
the full thing, so I don't know if they were
yeah.
being annoying or
I'm
anything.
like, unless the school got like rules or something, like a uniform or like something, but it's like, bro, if they want to wear a costume to school, it's not that big a deal. So like for that kind of stuff, I don't really see it as like an issue, because people gonna wear, or they want to express themselves in different ways, and sometimes the way they express themselves is by finding something they like and mimicking it, type of thing. So,
Yeah.
so I don't know, it kind
I
of, it
but I
just
do
depends.
believe in there's a time and a place for everything.
Yeah, yeah, I
That
guess.
idea. I don't think wearing your cosplay to school is the best thing because you go to school, it's a place for learning. In a cosplay,
Yeah,
you're wearing it for, you know,
yeah. I
not
mean,
really for learning. You're doing it for entertainment to show off and stuff.
yeah, it could be, but you never know. You don't. I guess we can't really know the person's true intentions. They could have worn it because it helps them learn better or something. Maybe they feel more safe in the costume because they feel more connected to Deku or something. I don't know.
That is the most cringe thing I've ever heard. I'm not being sensitive to
Yeah,
people anymore. I'm just speaking my mind. That is cringe.
yeah,
I've
bro.
had enough
People,
of
people,
censoring myself for a little bit.
yeah, I don't care about the censoring. You can be uncensored as you want, because I only put some perspective on it, like the
Yeah,
possibility of it.
I like the different perspectives and possibilities of what the
Yeah,
person may be
so,
going through, but for me, cringe.
yeah. I mean, yeah, you could think it's cringe. It's happened. A lot of people are definitely gonna think it's cringe and probably be against the person in some way, shape, or form.
I'm
So
sure the
it just,
person's alright, but if I meet them
yeah,
and they
maybe.
start barking and stuff, they start no, no. If I see you in
See,
public and you start barking, I'm leaving.
yeah. Well, I mean, in those cases, a lot of times, since you're like out of the norm of normal societal or social constructs, people just kind of see you as crazy, and just tend to avoid you for the most part unless you like actively go to someone to bother them.
Hmm.
But it
That's
just
like the subway system in New York. I see it in an odd
yeah.
tick. Dude, I saw a guy wearing a full suit and top hat handing out newspapers. Like he had a
There's a lot.
he had a butler outfit. Like he had the whole get up.
There's a lot of like crazy people in New York that just either be talking to themselves or anything. People, New Yorkers just learn to ignore everything.
Have I showed you the video of the guy who's had a microwave on his head in the bus? Not the bus, this train.
I don't think so. I don't remember.
All right,
But
I'll send it to you because I would show it on the recording, but no, it's fine. I'll
I don't
show
know.
you it.
But a lot of that stuff, like there's a time and place type of stuff. A lot of that is a social type of convention type of thing.
That is true. It is a social
So
convention.
like because our society has like specific rules for different places and times, they expect everybody to adhere to those rules, like to varying levels of strictness, I guess.
Mhm.
And when someone doesn't, they're seen as weird or crazy, which it makes sense from everybody's
A lot of
perspective.
it's moral as well because like you wouldn't want to act like a fool at a funeral.
Yeah, it could be, but like even with morals, since like morals are subjective to that person, that could be
Yeah,
their coping mechanism.
morals are subjective. No,
Yeah, like to
morals
that,
are objective. Objective's opinionated, isn't it?
no, objective is,
Objective is a fact.
yeah, subjective
Subjective.
is like,
Got it.
yeah,
I
is the
keep
opinion
mixing
one,
up
but
the two, even though I write subjective papers all the time. Yeah, no, subjective. Wait, I'm messing it up. I'm writing objective papers that are factual.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
what
yeah,
you see is what you get. Okay.
yeah, yeah. Well, the interpretation of what you see could be subjective, but it's what you are seeing is the objective part.
Yes.
So that's why a lot of science is, I guess, technically subjective because it's just our interpretations of the data we collect.
Yeah.
That's why pretty much everything in science is a theory. But because like morals are subjective to that person, like going crazy, I guess, at a funeral, that could be like their coping mechanism, or that could be the way that they show their sadness or something. Like to
Yeah.
them, it
I
could be
guess.
this is how it is. That's why you get people like either like serial killers, murderers, or whatever that think that what they do is good or that what they do isn't bad because to them it's like that's just how it is type of thing.
Mm.
While to everybody else, you know, if they're gonna see like, bro, why are you killing us? Like that's not good.
That's not cool, dude. I'm not a fan of you
Like
killing us.
not cool, bro. You can't just say it's just a prank.
Dude, I didn't give you permission to kill me. Me and
But
Dead
yeah,
by
that.
Daylight. Excuse me, Mr. Killer.
But yeah, that's that like happens a lot for a lot of people, and the only thing with that is like, at least for me, I just say like do whatever you want. It's just because of the society we live in, you're gonna have to at least understand the consequences that may come about from whatever you do.
A lot of people don't understand those consequences.
Yeah, that's why it's like, bro, like I get you think this is what you're doing is good, but like if you understood the consequences and still decided to do it, then that's just on you.
That's you.
You wanted, or if you like, if they just wanted the consequences to happen to them, then hey, they got what they wanted, right? Like,
Ah, yeah.
good for them. Like,
Like if you dress up in a Deku outfit and start barking because you wanted people's attention, then hey, you
yeah,
got it.
some
And I hate you, but you
some
know,
people just want that kind of attention, or even if it's bad, like some people want it either way. So it's like you got what you wanted,
those are like
I
the
guess.
kind of like the class clown people and the people who disrupt
Yeah,
like class at school.
yeah, the ones that are like kind of constantly searching for attention or validation type of thing.
Yeah, a lot of teachers just say like, oh, they're just looking for attention. Don't mind them. Like in high school and stuff, every school, there's always
Yeah,
some kid screaming in the hallway.
yeah. But sometimes it may not be an attention thing. It
Yeah,
could
yeah,
be like,
I know. I've seen I in college there are some people with like ticks and stuff. There's this guy I see
yeah,
walking around sometimes. He has like ticks and stuff, so I can't blame him for it.
yeah.
But
I don't think.
sometimes it's deliberate. You just
Yes,
you would know the person, and they're just the most normal person. They don't have anything going on, but then they'll just do stuff for
yeah,
attention.
yeah,
There's a difference between knowing somebody and them doing it, and not knowing somebody and them doing it. Like this person I know for certain has ticks. Like so,
Yeah,
there's a difference between those two.
I mean, I think I've seen the only person I've seen with like ticks, not even in person. It was just a streamer. You ever heard of Sweet Anita?
Sudanita, yes.
Yeah, that's the only one I've really seen that, or I've seen like some videos of her just like with ticks and stuff.
Yeah,
And it's I think it's kind of funny how some people I think still don't believe her or something that she has Tourette's syndrome.
because a lot of people fake disabilities.
Yeah, like I guess
So
it
it's
sucks for
hard.
them
Like
that
if you, yeah, like I believe Sudanita does have like ticks and stuff. She does have Tourette's, but
yeah.
there's another creator named Ticks and Roses who was um who doesn't have Tourette's, and people with actual Tourette's went through her footage and just went through and debunked everything with
Yeah,
their
I think I've
experiences.
heard it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think I've heard of that. Like the ticks seem very deliberate type
deliberate,
of thing.
and ticks are random. She's doing the same thing, and her ticks, she says, are on a daily basis, what she chooses during the day, and it would be doing that all day. And everybody with
Yeah.
ticks called her out. And you know what's the craziest part? Her
What?
sister like went to Reddit, was just like, my sister has been lying this entire time. She doesn't have
Yeah,
ticks.
I think I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they found footage of her like 2 years ago when she wasn't, like, she was talking for like 2 straight hours, and she had no
Wow.
she had no
Yeah,
ticks.
yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
that.
And she
Hey,
backed off the internet. She just, yeah.
is is Tourette syndrome hereditary?
I don't.
Do you know?
I'm not sure. That's a good question.
Because I don't remember if Sweet Anita said she's like always had it, but like it wasn't diagnosed until she was like 14 or something.
Hmm.
But I don't know. It may be hereditary because if it's not hereditary, then I guess it's possible that people can just get the syndrome after a certain time. Like maybe some type of trauma happens and they get it
Yeah.
somehow. So I don't know. But
Trauma is a very interesting, like, it's very interesting because it can cause a lot of other things to happen. Like a lot of disabilities can come around because of trauma.
yeah, trauma is like very complicated. You can have like physical trauma, like blunt force trauma that they use in like medical terms, like oh you got blunt force trauma to the head type of thing. Or you can
Hmm.
have like sort of a mental trauma where anything can have affected you in some way, and it's kind of hard to pinpoint how or what affected you specifically because people interpret things differently all the time, especially when you're younger because you don't really know a lot of stuff.
Hmm.
So sometimes a lot of kids may just like see something that's more, I guess, adult like and be traumatized by it
Hmm.
because it's because it's like so different from their worldview. I think that's the biggest issue is that the kids or whoever gets traumatized sees something or experiences something that's like so different from their worldview that it forces their brain to try to adapt and it like
Try
doesn't
to
work. So they
understand
kind of
what the hell they just saw.
yeah, and because it doesn't work, they just kind of like either go crazy or just something like they just gain some symptoms from the trauma.
You ever been traumatized, Keegan?
I don't think so. At least not that I know of. Because although when I was talking to one of my soldier friends in the at the unit, I explained to him sort of my life story, and he said like, "Yeah, you probably have been traumatized." And I'm like, I don't know, because I don't know if you would feel the trauma or you would know it,
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've thought about this before. Like my little brother was telling me how he had a migraine the other day, and he's 13 years old. I'm just like, how are you getting migraines at 13?
bro,
I never had a
I had a
migraine.
migraine.
I don't know what it feels like. Like I've
Bro,
had a bad
it's
headache
wild.
before, but I don't know if it was a
Oh
migraine.
bro, nah. Migraine is not no bad headache, bro. I've had one, and it's crazy how much it hurts and like how much everything. No matter what you do, at least in that when I had it, nothing I did was helping it. The most that happened is like for like a few seconds I would do something, and it's like okay, I'm good, and then it comes right back full force,
Hmm.
like all day. Any type of light, sound, everything was just hurting. I couldn't. like that was the day I left home from school early.
Oh yeah, you were
But
talking about that.
yeah, it was crazy though. Like at least like I'm pretty sure it was a migraine because it wasn't no headache that I felt before, and I used to be very prone to headaches when I was younger. So like I know what a headache feels like.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but yeah, for the trauma thing, because there's like different types of traumas. I wouldn't exactly know how if there's a trauma that I have experienced that I don't know that I've been traumatized by. So I can't say like even if I have been traumatized currently, I would say I can still function in society. So there's no issue really anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no really any need or necessity for me to look into it if I did.
Yeah, but we still function like normal people.
Yeah, that's the main issue for or main like the main thing for a lot of stuff like that is if you can still function in society, then you're pretty much fine, at least from like societal viewings. Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe on the inside you're going crazy, but like if you can still function, you can still go through life pretty much normally from an outside perspective. It just it may hurt, I guess, in certain ways or be a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that's why a lot of people try to like be more open about that kind of stuff nowadays, especially on the internet. But because of that, you get people that fake it, and it makes the people who really or who have it for real, like anything, like even like severe anxiety or depression and stuff,
Yeah.
it makes them not seem less believable because there are a lot of people just saying it for attention or for
Yeah, the people who actually have it, I do feel bad for them because the people
yeah
who are just cloud chasing are just like, yeah, no, I have
yeah
it
it's like giving
too,
them a
guys,
bad
follow my account.
yeah it's giving them a bad rap, and then it just kind of makes it harder for them to not, I guess, come out, not really come out the closet, but just come out of whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, so, well, yeah, I wouldn't say I have depression or not depression, trauma, any type of trauma.
growing up has been interesting depending on where you grew up. Um,
Yeah.
living with Guyanese family, it's 100% different to
Oh yeah.
anywhere
A lot of
else. My me growing up, my mom every single morning we clean the entire house down, which I talk to literally everybody I know, and nobody does that.
oh yeah. Some people have different coping mechanisms for whatever they got. So if they got
It's
something
not. I don't think
specific,
it's coping for anything.
well,
It's
maybe
more
not
just like
coping, like just
my mom. She's just what is it? What's the what is it called? Like you can't stop cleaning. Not just
OCD.
OCD, maybe. Yeah.
I mean, it's obsessive compulsion disorder. Like it
Yeah,
could
she's
be anything.
She's like whenever she goes anywhere, she
Yeah.
has to be doing something like cleaning
Yeah.
or cooking. Like
Yeah. Some people.
we went on vacation. Not really vacation. We went to my cousin's house, a little upstate. First thing my mom does is buy ingredients to go cook and help clean their house. And I'm just like, Mom, we're going there to hang out,
To
relax.
chill.
Yeah, my mom's just like, well, their house is gotta get clean. They don't clean their house,
I
right?
mean,
I'll clean them. I'm just like, Mom.
if she does have like OCD or something in that case, then a lot of times if they just do what they need to do or what they feel they need to do, it can calm them down. Like sometimes they
My
just
mom
do
gets
it
stressed
because
out doing it.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's a different case, but there are people that like would have it and do the things that they feel compulsed to do because it calms them down or some in some way. Or like maybe they get like they feel anxious or some or they get like severe anxiety by not doing it.
Maybe.
So, but it kind of depends. Like all of this mental health stuff is very like complex, and we're still learning about it as a
I don't.
species, I
I
guess.
don't think research will ever die out. Not die out. Like slow down on it because it's
Oh,
always.
yeah.
It's
We
never
even
gonna.
for physical health, we're still kind of learning stuff. So
It's
it's like it's just oh,
it's infinite. There's no finite end to emotion. Of course, you can narrow it down to basic feelings
oh
and stuff, but it gets
well.
it
If you
goes
think
deeper.
about it, if you think about it mathematically, if the universe is finite and has a finite amount of energy, then technically there is only a finite amount of way the energy of each quark can be aligned to create all types of emotions. And like there,
We haven't
you
found that
may,
end though,
we might
for
not
right
be able
now.
to get to that number though, because there's a lot of different ways. But
Mm-hmm.
because each atom can be like slightly shifted to a certain degree and create a completely different thing. So
That's what I'm saying. Not in
hopefully,
this lifetime. For when me and you we hit our 80s, when 2077 hits, maybe.
yeah.
But I
Well,
doubt
we'll
it.
see if I make it to 2077.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm not expecting to.
I really want to make it there. Playing so much Cyberpunk, I want to see what happens if all the people in the 1990s talking about how the 2020s will just be like flying cars and stuff, and all we have are like the sad mouse eating gif. Have you seen that?
Yeah. I mean, the flying car stuff, like we can make flying cars. They're just not really practical.
Hmm.
At least for like how we would use them, because they're thinking of more like Futurama, I think, type of stuff, or
Yeah,
where they like have those like hologram roads that go all across like the cities and stuff
yeah,
where the cars
100%.
are, or like what's that show called with like it's kind of like the Flintstones but the future people. Forgot what they were called. The
Jetsons.
Jetsons. Yeah, the Jetsons or something.
Yeah.
That so they might be thinking of something like that, but a lot of that stuff is kind of impractical and or very hard engineering wise.
Yeah.
So like they're just kind of like expecting a little much, or just like, well, yeah, just expecting a little much in general, because some of that stuff is not needed. A lot of that stuff. Because I think there was a video I saw about a flying car, and just the way that like it would work and be used isn't very practical, because it still needs, I think, a runway or something to fly, a sort of runway,
Mhm.
not a not a full on runway, but just enough.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's, yeah, 'cause, to you also need a lot of fuel to like for propulsion type of thing, or unless you want to have propellers on every car like a helicopter. So, and that's dangerous. So there's also a lot of
Mhm.
safety precautions people don't consider. That's like a big reason why a lot of stuff slows down is because of safety.
Mhm.
So that's why a lot of advancements in science and stuff are not really slowing down, but they're not advancing as fast as they could be because of safety stuff.
Everybody talking how they want to go avoid traffic by getting a flying car, but what about air traffic when everybody get a flying car, bro? What's
Oh,
gonna
nah,
happen then?
planes have even planes, bro. They don't really get into traffic, but they have air traffic control just so that no planes can like collide,
Yeah.
and it's like very like crowded, I guess, in the sky, you could say, especially nowadays with all the
Mhm.
planes going. So like they really need that kind of stuff so that nobody dies like that. But like,
I feel like AI might evolve as if we ever get to the point of flying vehicles that AI might evolve to the point because I know what they're trying to do with like self-driving cars,
yeah,
real-time autonomous driving. I was reading something how 5G, like the stronger the connection is, the shorter the wavelength. Like you know about this. That's why 5G is like less reliable than 4G, but it's faster than
yeah,
4G.
yeah,
6G when it comes out will be like 20 times faster than 5G, but way less shorter. So the problem
yeah,
they're seeing is like 4G network can cover a very wide like multiple block radius.
yeah,
5G is much more difficult and it can only cover like blocks at a time of 5G coverage. So that's why
yeah,
a lot of 5G towers are getting put up. And I'll get back to the self autonomous cars in a second, but 6G will require something even closer. So people are the computer science industry, all those computer people are trying to figure out a way. They've had the idea of people using their phones as transmitters for 6G for other people, and it's just like a network, like a web.
I mean, yeah, that would be pretty interesting. It'll probably work best in like more populated or heavily
Yeah, it
populated.
would make sense in cities, but here's how it it goes in with autonomous cars, because that information, the real time information, needs to be fast. That's why we need 6G because it's extremely
Yeah,
fast. But
although,
when the radius is so short, cities it would work theoretically, but when you're in the countryside, your self-autonomous car doesn't have access to all that stuff because
yeah,
so it wouldn't be able to have real-time updates. So it's a lot of
yeah.
stuff. I'm sure they'll figure it out though.
I mean, the best way, I guess, for autonomous cars to thrive is if every single car was autonomous, because then all they'd have to do is communicate with each other, and they
Yeah,
would. I
exactly.
don't even think.
That's what they had in mind. Every car was
Yeah,
autonomous, talking
but
to each
like,
other.
there's usually, especially when it starts out, it's super expensive, so not everybody is gonna get an autonomous car.
Eventually, though, they're predicting like everybody, all the cars will
Yeah,
hold on.
maybe, but then there's still gonna be people either building their own cars or just getting those older cars, keeping it, and still driving for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah.
So it's gonna take a while, if anything.
Sentimental value and such that, but when they
Yeah,
envision a world where everybody has the autonomous cars, you would just have to put in an address, and the cars would like drive you to them. Simple as that.
yeah.
I was seeing
I mean,
ads, actually for like a new Google car or something. No, it's a new service with like a fully autonomous car with like a bunch of cameras and stuff on it, and you call it to pick you up. It'll take you where you
yeah.
need to go, then it drops you off, and
I
it
think
leaves.
I think in Dubai they're already doing like automated taxis.
Yeah, Dubai is ahead of everything in the world, bro.
Well, it's because they just be using their money. Like they made a whole island, bro, an artificial island.
Yeah, Dubai is where it's at.
Although I think if every single car though was autonomous, there would be no need for traffic lights because they wouldn't really need to stop for anything to wait for. I guess the only thing would maybe be pedestrians, but in those
Yeah.
cases, they could just have bridges over the crosswalks.
Yeah, bridge would make
Then
sense.
there would really be no need for any traffic lights. They'd just be going.
Schmovin'.
And yeah, and then they'll just like communicate with a car that's like going to an intersection with them, and just like either slow down a little bit or speed up a little bit so that they just still like no never stopping, but you know just keeping the flow going.
Yeah. Alright. I think it's been an hour. It really
Oh,
hasn't felt like
it's
an
been
hour.
a dang, 'cause we were just talking, bro. That's the point of rambles, right?
Yeah.
Go in.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to go by this quickly though. But any final thoughts?
I don't know. Search for autonomous cars.
My
Get rich.
simple thing I want to tell all viewers: beware of technology. Simple as that.
Beware the singularity.
Well, be
It's gonna happen.
just beware.
Yeah, be aware.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to this pre-recording. This will be going up promptly on the 30th. So
Yeah.
we'll catch you next time. Later.
Woo.